Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Before we dive into today's video, we've got some exciting news to share. The winner of our latest contest is PRFMC. Congratulations, buddy. We should be communicating via email to retrieve your information about whatever gift pack you prefer. So keep your email address updated on YouTube, and I shall be contacting you very soon. Now let's warp into the main event. Don't forget to drop a like, subscribe if you haven't, and let's get started. So, the thing is, it's been 1 month. Yeah, it's been over a month since Starfield launched. And oh boy, the galaxy is buzzing with activity from praise to critiques. It's been an eventful journey. So let's just dive into the nitty-gritty of what has happened over the past month, that is. So, once a distant star on the horizon, Starfield arrived on Xbox and PC on September 6th with a 5-day early access period for those who shelled out for the deluxe edition. It's now been in the hands of gamers worldwide for a little over a month, with folks poring over its vast world and searching every nook and cranny for loot, side quests, and more. As expected, a game as massive as Starfield has a ton of stuff going on. There's 1,000 planets, remember? So, a month later, folks are still discovering all sorts of unique quirks, charms, and more than its fair share of weak points to point out, celebrate, and critique. Whether or not Starfield will be as memorable as Skyrim or Fallout remains to be seen, but within its first month, here are some of the highlights. Following its announcement in 2018, the hype for Starfield was real, promising a scale way beyond what Bethesda delivered with Skyrim and Fallout 4. Starfield would mark the first original franchise for the studio since the 90s and take the Bethesda RPG format to a place it's never really been before: space. Since the highly anticipated game launched, the reactions have been largely positive, but there are some fair criticism of its structure and the meat of more than a few of its premier quest lines. The game currently sits at a Metacritic score of 84, sharing similar grounds with the well-received titles like August's Armored Core 6, but falls quite shy of bigger blockbusters like The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. Players' reviews via Steam certainly have their knives out for this Bethesda entry though, often describing the game as disappointingly average and wide as an ocean, shallow as a puddle. But I think that's just a little too harsh for the game, because I've been playing the game and I am absolutely enjoying it, if anything else. It was understood early on that Starfield would be enormous. Bethesda touted the impressiveness of the game's scale and talked at length about how the survival mechanics wouldn't bog down the fun of Starfield's core experience, as they do in other space games like No Man's Sky. Starfield's reception amongst those not in the industry and casual players has also been mixed. While many of us found a calm, contemplative beauty in the game's endless planet simulation, others have tested just how traversable Starfield's galaxy really is and discovered that while fast travel is technically not mandatory. You can fly across the solar system if you've got literal hours of real world time on your hands. And you can speed up space travel with a mod if you're so inclined. The scale of each individual planetary zone you can land on, however, has brought up criticism from players concerning the jarring lack of vehicles. Bethesda explained that while it did consider vehicles, it instead wanted to prioritize the on-foot exploration experience. But Bethesda was, I don't know, but I love the game. I can really use some sort of transportation on the planet. I mean, that would be really nice, but it's not a complaint. It's just something to think about. I mean, I can understand. I'm a big Starfield fan, but I do understand when people complain about this. Besides, if you did have a space rover, you would be in for a bumpy ride with all of the dead animals everywhere. Not everyone's being sold on Starfield's size and scope or how it's presented. That said, we have caught sight of more than a few interesting things out there in the void, from Star Trek vibes to Dead Space esque scares, to a planet very familiar to Halo fans, to a galaxy spanning beer run. There are more than a few fun surprises to be found in Bethesda's space sim. That's in addition to stuff fans have created on their own, like this awesome selection of spaceships you can see on YouTube from inspired by from other sci-fi franchise recreated in Starfield's shipbuilder. And if you don't fancy yourself a ship mechanic, the game is more than happy to provide some pretty sweet space rides of its own, such as the Razor Leaf, a reward for tackling the Mantis quest. And don't forget, Starfield has some neat watering holes if you're looking for a break from all the space faring and adventures and just want to sit in a weird space bar with a weird space bartender. So it's all in all, it's all good. I mean, I'm playing it and I'm gonna keep playing it. I don't mind. It's just this stuff that I read on the internet. I'm just uh I mean, yeah, I'm a fan. I shouldn't be saying or repeating these things, but this video is just about what has happened so far among the community. So that's why I'm actually making this video. So anyhow, moving on, Starfield's engine has a widely impressive physics simulation. Granted, Bethesda games have always had pretty cool physics, but Starfield seems to be a bit more realistic and lively. This has allowed players to engage in some credit theft, but also has inspired some pseudo Rube Goldberg shenanigans. You can also just pack your ship full of junk and potatoes. All in all, I for one am having time of my life, and that's because maybe I haven't played any of Bethesda's other games, so maybe I don't have anything to compare this with. But say what you want to say, it's been a long time since Red Dead Redemption 2 that we have a game with a world of this size filled with numerous quests and surprises. So I'm sold. I love the game. And yeah, so that's pretty much wraps up everything that I have read online over a period of month. The latest on Starfield and its incredible journey in the gaming universe, if you may. So, what are your thoughts on these developments? Drop them in the comments below. And before you go, don't forget to like, subscribe, and support the channel. With that, au revoir. Ah, why I shouldn't have said that. Ciao. Take care. Bye bye. See ya. Shut up.